Ben the Survivor. Ben is a successful Canadian entrepreneur who lives in Toronto. He's 45 years old and has 3 children. He's married to Elizabeth, a Canadian doctor. Ben became successful through personal development. But he had a tough childhood. He was bullied during his school days. He was lonely, shy, and insecure. His father was an alcoholic and used to beat him up when he was a kid. Ben was a brilliant student but didn't feel loved by his classmates and his father Paul. On the other hand, his mother Mary has always been there for him. She took care of him, showed him affection, cooked for him, and dropped him off at school. Unfortunately, she couldn't stand her abusive and alcoholic husband, so she divorced him. Ben was affected by his parents' divorce. It made him sad and depressed. His parents divorced when he was 12 years old. His mother didn't want him to stay with his father since he was abusive. Therefore, he stayed with his mother after their divorce. Nonetheless, he stayed at his father's house on weekends. Mary was always worried when Ben was at his father's house. She was afraid he would beat him to death and knew he was a bad influence on him. Paul drank a bottle of whiskey a day and lost control afterwards. Ben became scared of his father and didn't want to stay with him on weekends any longer. With all, Paul hosted a house party at home with his friends every weekend, so he didn't have time for Ben. Ben couldn't sleep well due to the house parties and was always in haste to go back to his mother's house. One day, Paul got drunk at a party and had a terrible car accident afterwards. He was rushed to the hospital and passed away 2 days later. Mary was sad and Ben couldn't stop shedding tears. He loved his father even though he was violent. Mary promised Ben to continue to take care of him and show him more affection. Ben was depressed, but his mother helped him overcome his depression after some time. His classmates continued to bully him and were jealous of him because he had good grades. 6 years later, Ben passed his A-levels and pursued his studies at the University of Toronto. He studied international business as an undergraduate course because he wanted to become a businessman. Ben was still a shy student and struggled to make friends. He was lonely and felt misunderstood. He had no social life. He spent most of his time studying. After some years, Ben got a bachelor's degree and decided to start his own business in Toronto. He started a door-to-door sales business but struggled to make sales due to his insecurities. He was too shy to sell. He spoke to his mother about it and she advised him to take a personal development course. According to her, it would help him overcome shyness and develop new skills to help him achieve his personal and professional goals. She thought it would also help him become a successful businessman. Ben went to personal development classes and seminars in Toronto for 2 years. He developed new skills and met new friends. He became more confident, resilient, and could socialize effectively. Ben became the best version of himself through personal development. Mary couldn't believe it. He completely became a new person. Personal development improved his self-awareness. He started noticing and learning things about himself and his environment. He started exercising, reading more books, setting new goals, and working on them. Personal development became his lifestyle. It gave him a sense of direction, boosted his motivation, self-discipline, and gave him more clarity on what he wanted to achieve. It helped him discover his gifts, talents, strengths, and what he really wanted out of life. He learned skills that weren't taught in school, like how to have healthy relationships, and how to set goals effectively. Ben started his own clothing line and an investment firm. His businesses became successful after 2 years and he attributed his success to personal development. His mother was so proud of him. After some years, Ben met Elizabeth and both of them got married. According to Ben, Personal development helped him find his ideal partner. They have 3 wonderful children now and they all live in a mansion in Toronto. Personal development helped Ben become successful. Story written by E. B. Kevin.